So in the comments, somebody was asking me about Augspurger speakers, and they were wondering why they were such a major player back in the day, and now there's sort of a comeback. And it's real simple. Augspurger speakers, it's George Augspurger is a studio designer. When he would design a studio, he would design that his speakers would go in. And that's the whole thing about big monitors. You need a studio designer to figure out where they go and how they should sound. And it was a pretty simple system, with the 215s and the horn. And if you wanted to, you could buy just the design for the cabinets and put them in your room, but it really didn't make any sense unless you had George Augspurger design the room. Now, Sigma Sound Studios, their A room, when it was redesigned in I think it was 80 or 82, I forgot which year. George Augspurger designed the room, and he put his speakers in, and they sounded fantastic in that room. The one thing you got to realize with Augspurger speakers, they can get very, very loud, and that very, very loud is they're getting into a distortion when you push them really hard. So you're not getting a true signal, but if you're mixing at that level, your ears aren't going to last that long. But they are known for being loud speakers. And if you wanted to just build them, build a Augspurger speaker, you could get in touch with George Augspurger, and he'd tell you the design, and it'd tell you exactly how to make the cabinet, and what drivers were needed, and what crossovers were needed. And when we put the Hooters studio together on Elm Street, George Augspurger designed that room, and they have the Augspurger speakers in there. So the speakers, the thing is, buying the designs and doing them, they weren't that expensive. I mean, that's why you would see these speakers all over the place, because big monitors for not a lot of money. You weren't spending the $60,000 or $100,000 for gigantic monitors. Now, as far as them getting popular recently, Dave Malaport, who owns Professional Audio Design, somehow he licensed the name, and he's making Augspurger speakers, and they make these towers. I saw one with 2 8-inch woofers with a horn, and they make different sizes and different colors and all that kind of stuff. But then I heard that somebody else was making Augspurger speakers, because it really, you would buy the design and make them. But Dave Malaport, I read that he came up with an agreement with George Augspurger to continue making the Augspurger speakers. And I don't know if he licensed the name or bought the name, but that's why you're seeing them now. All of a sudden, there's marketing money into Augspurger speakers. But in a nutshell, if you had an Augspurger studio, you had Augspurger speakers in there. And that's the best way to get the speakers, the studio designer putting them in there. So there you go. I hope that answers your questions. We had Augspurgers at Sigma when we took the A room apart. We just gave them away. I mean, they really wasn't, they're not very complicated to put together. So there you go.